Potato season is in full swing here in central North Carolina, and on today's video I want to talk to you about how we grow our potatoes, the mixture that we have found success with over the last few years, as well as the fertilizers that we find necessary so that you too can have a successful potato growing season. When we first started growing potatoes, I was doing a lot of research as to when exactly do you put them outside to plant, and I would find windows of anywhere from the middle of February all the way up into the middle of April. I ended up following the theory that I've heard a few times here in central North Carolina, is that you plant them right around St. Patrick's Day for luck. So right around mid-March is when our potatoes will go outside to get planted. Now, I did do a video, part one of this. This is part two, in which I talked about chitting the potatoes. And that's a process that takes about 4 to 6 weeks. And we started that right around mid-February. Now, when you plant your potatoes outside is all going to depend upon your growing area. For us, there is a second growing season that we can also sometimes sneak in. That'll start somewhere around the middle to end of July in order to possibly harvest them right around November. But anyways, today's video is about our first growing season. Now, all of these potatoes have done their chitting process, some better than others, but I'm happy to say that I think we're in good shape and ready to go with taking these guys outside. Now, when it comes time to growing potatoes, there's many different ways you can do so. They can be in ground, they can be in containers. I've even seen potato towers that have been made successfully. For us, our favorite choice is to use these grow bags. For potatoes, we'll use a 10-gallon size grow bag. But what I like most about it is that it's got good airflow, these grow bags, and the moisture, it'll wick out pretty good. So yes, you do have to water more when you have a grow bag, but that watering more allows me to also monitor that water a little bit better, because the last thing you want with potatoes is too much water in that soil, because those potatoes in the early stages will then just rot out. Now, one of the topics I was constantly looking up when we first got into starting with potatoes is how many of these seed potatoes can I put into a certain size container? And it's all over the place on what recommendations are. For us, what I'll typically do is the potatoes here that are about they're a little bit bigger than golf ball size, I'll typically put about 3 to 4 of these per 10-gallon grow bag. Now, on the larger ones here, these are more what I'll say racquetball size. These I'll put only 2 in per 10-gallon grow bag. When it comes to fertilizers, potatoes are all going to need a little bit of the NPK, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These are the 4 that we're going to use throughout the growing process. This AgriThrive General Purpose, which is just a 332. Probably the key ingredient, this bone meal, which is a 217-0. And then we've got some eggshells that we've pulverized. And these are some dehydrated banana peels for some extra potassium. Everybody has their own idea of what the perfect mix is going to be for growing in their garden, and potatoes is definitely no exception. I've tried a few different mixes over the years. I've started to like the results from this one. Now, this is just a combination of compost, vermiculite, and the potting soil that we used from last year's grow bags. Now, the reason why I add the vermiculite is because we're growing in grow bags, and vermiculite will have a better moisture retention and also nutrient retention, because as you water these grow bags, you're flushing them and washing them out quite a bit of the nutrients. So that vermiculite is a big help when it comes to the moisture and the nutrient retention. As far as the compost is concerned, this is our own compost that we work on over the years, just using our mixture of greens and browns, nothing too crazy about it. And then as far as the soil is concerned, as I said, this is soil from our grow bags from previous years. So it's going to have a combination of sand, dirt, compost, vermiculite, perlite, some wood bark fines, even some of our calcium, banana peels, the potassium. So not all of those things necessarily broke down over the years. So what I did is, by putting them in that large pile, they're still working and forming a half decent potting mix. Now, the ratio I'm going to end up using is 3 parts compost, 1 part vermiculite, and 1 part of soil. Before I put any of the mixture into these 10-gallon grow bags, first thing I'm going to do is take the top 4 inches and fold it over. This is approximately, I'd say, about maybe 13, 14 inches tall. So I'm just going to fold over this first 4 inches or so Now there is two schools of thought when it comes to growing potatoes. Some will say you just put in enough dirt, cover the potatoes, and then as the potato continues to grow, you also put in more dirt and fill it up. The other one is just put the potatoes in there to a full pile of dirt and you're good to go. I haven't tried the latter method. I only kind of stick with this one, meet it in the middle. So I'll fill up the first probably 9 inches or so with our mixture and the potatoes in it. And then when the time comes that I need to add some more compost and leaf mulch to it, I'll then take these 4 inches, lift this up and fill it up to the height that I need it to be. Next steps to get some of this bone meal in here. We've got the 2 to 3 inches of mixture. Now I'll just sprinkle on a good dose of this bone meal. Just lightly work it into the soil on the top layer. Now when it comes to putting the seed potatoes in, you're going to want these sprouts facing up. And then the other thing I use the handles on the side of this grow bag as a reference point. So I'll end up putting one on this side by the handle and then the other one over on the other side by the handle. That way I know where they are and I can be looking for those green sprouts to be coming up out of that area. Another thing I like to do is make sure I label everything. And so I'll just put the type of the potato. Then in the circle there you see 3 because that's the 3 seed potatoes and that's the date of planting. Therefore I just have a reference point, and also for the fact that I'll probably be moving these bags around a little bit. So it's just good to know what I've got where. And also finally, the harvest time is going to vary on these things. Some of them will be done in as soon as 90 days. Some of them might be as much as 150. Those purple Peruvians seem to take a while for me. So this way I'll just have a better idea as to what I have where and what's going on with them and when I think I can harvest them. We have that 4 inches of dirt now on top of it. Just a few things left to do. We're going to use our eggshells here, that powdered eggshells, and then our banana peels that we've dehydrated and powdered down as well. Apply that into the soil. Once that's done, then I'll just take this Agri-Thrive, water these in real good with the final step of just layering on probably 1 inch of leaf mulch. This agri stuff gets real thick and wasn't pouring out anymore, so my only answer was to cut the bottle in half, and then I'll just kind of scoop out what I need and get that into the watering can here. Little goes a long way. One thing to consider when planting potatoes is take a look at what your forecast is going to be for the next week. I mean, if it's calling for a bunch of rain, you may want to hold off on planting, just because the last thing you want for all of this to just get absolutely saturated and rot out your seed potatoes. Now that our potatoes have been covered up with the leaf mulch, we're in good shape here, and all I have to do is monitor it and water as necessary. The next video should be coming out in about 5 weeks on these potatoes, where we'll be just discussing some additional fertilizing as well as irrigation, because I'm hoping to see some established plants, and at that time I'll go from manual watering to setting up a drip line irrigation here, so I don't need to really worry about it too much. Now, if you want to check those out, please consider subscribing to our channel. We would greatly appreciate it. But you're also going to possibly see these potatoes showing up in our monthly garden tours. So should you have any questions or suggestions about anything, please feel free to put it down in the comment section below, and we'll see you on the next video. What do you say? Is that good? Not bad, Dad. Not bad.